What are you reading now?
This is a book I got at Goodwill yesterday called How to Be a TV Quiz Show Millionaire. It's a very dated book, but it's primarily the whole whenever Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and other TV shows of that time. Quiz based shows were like really in its popularity. So they filled a book with a bunch of middle of it, a bunch of questions from like those types of shows.
All right, hit me with one.
What star appears directly above the North Pole and so is used for navigation? Is it
The North Star?
Yeah. Well, its actual name is it A. Polaris, B. Ursa Major, C. Betelgeuse, or D. Sirius?
A.
It is A. Polaris. Yeah, so that's how they do it. It's a bunch of questions like that, and then at the bottom of the page, they give you the whole hey, here's all the answers for it.
All right. Well, that's cool.
It was a cheap buy for Goodwill for me to have some more trivia knowledge to add, and then when I was there, I decided to grab a few movies. I grabbed White Earp. And did this, which I really have no idea what it is outside of, it's called Marvel Collectibles. It looks like it has some just different Marvel things on it. I'm not sure if it's some cartoons or some information. I mainly bought it because it had a little mini comic in it of a reprint of the first edition, and then the Rise of the Phoenix.
That's on par for you, man.
Yeah. I'm like, even if it's just like cartoons, whatever, it has cool mini comics. Why not? And then, of course, I bought the special edition of Monty Python and the Holy Grail because why not?
That's a good one.
It's the one that's a 2-disc that has just essentially a bunch of commentary over a bunch of the stuffs and different versions of it. So, fun buy for me.
Yeah. So, speaking of trivia, though. Did you go to trivia last night?
I did not. I kind of was also, I thought I was doing a bit better in the whole, hey, financial wise, and I'm not doing bad. It's just, okay, I think it would have been just me and Keys, and I was like, well, that's only $2 to add. We'd probably gotten food and drinks and stuff like that, and then still ended up, and also like, I would have enjoyed trivia for the most part of it, but when it's just two people, it's not uncommon to get slammed a lot by other groups. With that one, I feel like we would have become a quick slam one with, there's only two people in that group.
I can understand that. I mean, I wanted to go, Jamie wanted to go, and it's just like, I haven't been feeling good, and it's just been crazy. Like, Target kind of ripped us a new butthole.
Yeah. You're still getting that all worked out?
I'm still waiting. I couldn't believe that they literally took $480 out of our account for a $95 purchase.
Yeah, that's become ridiculous.
And then told me they didn't do it.
Well, here's the thing. It'd be one thing if it happened like twice, like 2 times, and they're like, hey, we didn't charge you a second time. We just did it that once. It's another time when they charged you 5 times and have said, we only charged you once.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. So I'm still waiting on all of that to go back into my bank account, and I'm just now starting to feel better. Everyone say hi to Piper and Jamie.
Hello, Piper and Jamie.
She said she was trying to hide, so I have to like
Oh, try to hide
try to
her.
try. I'm sorry, babe. Your feet are going to be on TV. Your feet are famous.
But not in the Peggy Hill King of the Hill episode with Peggy's feet being famous.
Yeah, yeah. Not that.
Not
Not that
that.
at all.
Not that. No.
No, no. So I thought it would be fun today because I know that you do this a lot and you've gotten me into this.
Hmm.
The Play 4 apps where you get paid and stuff for like doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, it is something that I have done off and on almost since I've had my first phone, like heck, back in 2006, I think, 2007. Where there's apps where it's, hey, play this mobile game and we will pay you money to play it. And so I've done different apps throughout the years that have done it. The one that I've been using most recently is called Rewarded Play.
I
Uh,
just downloaded that today.
that one I like mainly because they give you choices on, it's, hey, now I will say every earning app has a catch. On Rewarded Play, their big catch is twofold. One, sometimes the goals that they want you to reach on those apps, they're out there. You're going to grind away for a little bit to get some points. However, they usually give you fair points for your work. Two, it very quickly becomes a download a whole bunch of apps. So on that one, I cycle through gaming apps a lot on that one because it's okay, complete the 5 goals that they have. Everything else now is here's a little bit of points for playing for 4 minutes today or for making a purchase on the app. Um, and then with that one, it also it doesn't give PayPal. It just is like Amazon and a bunch of other different kind of digital gift cards. I think
Gotcha.
to places like Bass Pro Shop, GameStop, things like that, where it's, hey, here's $5, here's $10, here, use it there, which doesn't seem like a lot, but like for me, how I look at it is if I can get to their point goal in a week or 2 weeks time, and they give me $5, I just got $5 for doing nothing except for playing games on my phone. Everybody plays games on their phone, and there's a lot of people who don't use rewarding based apps that aren't getting paid for gaming on their phone.
Yeah, yeah. So I downloaded the Rewarded Play, and like downloaded 3 different games, played those, off and on,
Right.
whatever, earned my points. And I did see like the oh, if you spend like 49.99, you get like a shit ton of points, and I'm just like, it kind of defeats the purpose for downloading this for me.
Right. Right. Like for me, and I never spend a whole bunch of money on them. It's one of those where if it's like, hey, spend $2.99 and get like 8,000 points, which, like you said, it slightly defeats purpose. That's why I use another kind of earning app called the Google Rewards app, where they ask you survey questions and you get points for it that you can use in the Google store.
Yeah, I use that
So,
one as well. I love that one, and you don't have to download anything for it. So
no, it's you just use Google. It's their Google Rewards. They'll ask you survey questions, usually about 3 or 4 a week, if you're lucky. Most of them, you'll get a minimum of 10 cents for every survey that you finish. Most surveys don't even take a minute to complete.
yeah, a couple
It's a
questions, you get some sense.
Right. Most of the time, it's a, hey, are you interested in this kind of thing? Yeah, sure. How interested are you? Oh, like 4. Okay, here you go. Here's 20 cents.
Yep.
And that's it. And while that might not seem like a lot, that, again, if you get four surveys a week and they each pay you somewhere between 20 cents, and sometimes they pay better, you're looking at making $1 just for
Yep.
answering basic questions that take you literally 2 minutes time, even less for most.
And it all adds up, and you can use
Right,
that in the
right.
Play
So,
Store, or you
so
can use that like to get movies off the Play
right,
Store. Like,
right. So, like those ones where it's like, hey, spend $1.99 and we'll give you 8,000 points. Right. I already have that set up because it's part of my Google rewards, so it goes into that. So I have X amount of money sitting in there. I'm not even taking money out of my pocket to pay that. I'm using it literally to cover one to cover the other.
That's not bad. That's not a bad thought right there. That's actually pretty good. I didn't think of doing something like that, but that works.
Now, I will say I did use Google Play very much for the same way that you were mentioning using Google Play to rent and buy movies. Before Disney Plus came out and I was using Google Rewards, I was able to watch all of the MCU movies that came out at that time simply by doing rentals that I had earned from doing Google Rewards. I would go to the Google Play Store, they would have their movie selection, I would rent. Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll rent it for 99 cents, watch it, and it'll go out of my system in a day.
I'd rather not rent movies. Like I'm not like I was a big like Blockbuster, even Redbox when it first came out when I was younger, like renting movies and all.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since Redbox was like $1 when you first started.
Right.
Um, but now I'd rather buy them. You know what I mean? Like I love movies so much, like I'd rather just buy them.
Um, I'm usually more of a rental person, primarily because A, the price difference from a rent to a buy, and two, while I might enjoy having a copy of it somewhere, I'm always of that mindset of if it's a digital one, it can be corrupted. If it's a physical one, I might scratch it. Something can happen to it. So that's why I go the rental route for most of my stuff.
I've never heard of a digital copy getting corrupted.
From a system corruption?
Yeah, no, because they're cloud-based saved.
Okay, okay. I mean, that might change my opinion on it. I'm just saying, like that's always been my worry is, hey, something's gonna corrupt, and I just spent, let's say I bought a digital copy for $15, and now I no longer have that digital copy that I just spent fifteen
Oh no,
dollars
it's
on.
all cloud-based. Like I could like, well, just like how you can log in. Did I give you my Voodoo password?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so those aren't saved on like your
right.
your
Right. It's
system.
all cloud serviced.
Right. So my
Right,
600 movies that are on there,
right,
unless like they blow up their server or something like that, they're not
right,
going anywhere. And there's so many different ones that attach, like Movies Anywhere attaches, even the
right.
Amazon Prime attaches, my iTunes attaches. So like all I would have to do is go onto another platform and watch it. Like there's no
Right, like that.
corruption there.
That's what I like about the app Movies Anywhere is if I get a digital code, it doesn't matter what it's from. If I can put it into the Movies Anywhere, it'll be like, oh yeah, that's from that. That's fine. I'll take it. So
I
it
just
works.
remembered that since I got my computer, I have not um, downloaded my iTunes.
Oh,
Well, I really don't use iTunes. I don't have an iPhone or anything like that, so I really just don't use it.
mm-hmm.
I used to use the Apple Music, which connected to iTunes, but other than that, like it stores my movies, and it used to make me mad when I would get like a digital code, and it'd be like for iTunes only, and I'm like,
Right, right. You're like, why is this digital code for an iTunes only? That makes no sense.
right,
Uh,
so I'm gonna have to install that.
Disney used to be that way about some of their films whenever they were first doing it. It was their own digital service, and you couldn't put it onto any other kind of thing. It wouldn't sync with or merge with. It's like nope, it's just on our own.
Yeah, so they're kind of still like that when it comes to. So Vudu has a disc to digital
Mm-hmm.
where you can basically any movie that you have like the physical copy of, you can
Right,
scan the barcode and you can actually turn it into a digital copy to save on Vudu. It doesn't work with every single movie; like they have to be inputted first and whatnot.
right.
But if it's not inputted, it tells you, oh, that title's not available yet. Keep checking at a later date, whatever, whatever. Hello, Sam.
Hey, bud.
Nice to see you. Jeff, you remember Sam.
I remember Sam.
So, other than that, like, but if it was a Disney movie, it'd be like, nope, Disney doesn't want to be on our fucking service. Sorry. And I'm like, oh,
Right,
okay.
right. I saw that same with Fox on a few of the movies like that. They were just like, because I'm not sure what service they were using, but Fox had their own kind of service that was that way. So good to hear from you.
Hey Sam, I need a couple coils. Do you make house calls? Oh,
um,
that's great.
so they would be, so they would have kind of like that same message where it's like, hey, we don't have it through this one. You'll have to go to that direct service provider for it.
Right.
And I
What?
was just, and so it's good to see like, like movies anywhere, they're starting to get a little bit more leeway and saying, yep, we'll find a workaround to make it happen.
Right. I mean, it's getting there.
Yeah. Trying to think of another great one to talk about with gaming ones. So one that I used to play that I kind of steered away from just because it started to become more a little bit like rewarded app where it was very much of a hey, you have to download 6 different apps in order to start really earning things. But the last time I looked at it, I was like, oh, I might come back to it. It was Mistplay. If you ever used Mistplay for any of your app earning for your game earning apps, um,
Yeah, you actually got me onto that.
so the way that Mistplay primarily works is you download an app and they just say, "Hey, it's not even like level based. It's a you play for X amount of time on this app and we'll give you points. The longer you play, the more points we give you." And
Yeah.
they just, okay, you're now at level 10, not necessarily level 10 in the game, but level 10, what they consider level 10 on their app earning for that game. You have to play, like an hour and a half of that gameplay before you're up to the next level. So yeah, it does kind of start to get to be a bit of a grind. But if you're able to even put 15, 20 minutes in of just playing, your favorite app, your favorite gaming app, within, another week's time, you're very much, and it's not like they're like, oh, 10 to 11, such a huge jump. We're barely going to give you any points for it. No, they make it worth it for each level that you go up on that. So yeah, you're
I
putting
mean,
in the
yes and
time,
no.
but it pays for it.
I mean, I would have to say yes and no to that. Like, um, some of them were just like play for 3 hours and get 10 points, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I will say, like, I think it kind of depends on also like what type of game it is that they would be like that with, where they would kind of start to lowball you points, where it would be like they would give you so many points to like start off with or to download it. And also, that's another one where I think like if you made an in-app purchase, they would give you extra points for it as well.
Yeah.
Like that, to me, that's the biggest downside of a lot of gaming apps, game earning apps, is the in-app purchases. And then kind of on top of that, so like let's say you have rewarded play and you have missed play and you have something like app flame, which is another game earning app.
Okay.
If you have a game that's on one of them, they will show you, oh yeah, you can earn points on it on this app. You go to download and they're like, nope, you already have that game. You no longer earn points. So they don't. It's not smooth across all systems, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
you,
I
you
mean, I can
usually
understand that.
you usually can't. If you have a game on Misplay and and it's on App Flame, it's only going to work on one of those. It won't work on both.
Yep. Yep.
It's more or less to also protect them from you kind of double dipping into points, because usually the same person who is paying App Flame to be advertising their game on there and misplays the same person. So they just don't want you pulling from both of them.
Yeah. I like Upside.
Ups, oh,
I know that's
so like receipt earning apps like
yep.
Upside.
I like Upside. It only works at a handful of gas stations, so like it's not amazing. But like I've easily within a month earned $20 just from getting gas once a week.
Right. So I got Upside from you, and I've been using it sporadically. The biggest problem for me with Upside is the gas station I go to primarily. They will be like, oh, and they'll be like, oh, if you go up to here, it's 12 cents per gallon that they'll give you for it. Mine that's close where I get my gas just based on location is 3 cents to the
But they
gallon.
change all the time.
They do, but like mine has stayed consistently somewhere between 3 cents to 5 cents per gallon earning back average. So that's kind
Yeah, I
of
mean, I've gotten as little as 1 cent.
right, right. I haven't had anywhere it's 1 cent in me. Also, I've noticed they don't, as far as I've seen, they don't work with quick trips.
No, not yet.
And whenever I'm up in Wichita and get gas, usually I go stop by a quick trip and go in there, get myself one of their buffalo chicken fingered things and a soda to drink and get some gas. And the Upside app doesn't work on them yet. We'll see if that changes in the future. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they do.
Yeah, but it doesn't only do gas. Like, there's a restaurant here in
Yeah,
Derby.
there's some like cafes that also give you some cash back for it.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. I
Yeah.
like that, and I also like Fetch.
I'm a huge fan of Fetch. Fetch is a great earning app that what I like about that one is it used to be primarily focused on just grocery stores. That was it. You would you would buy from like Walmart and they'd be like, okay, you bought this product, this product, this product would give you certain amounts of points. You didn't have to put those in like in the app, like on like Ibotta, which I'll talk about a bit later, but like Fetch was one that was primarily grocery, and then they switched it and said, "Hey, all receipts will give you at least some points." So your restaurant receipts, your grocery receipts, your gas station receipts will give you all something. And Fetch has been really working with Casey's a lot.
Yeah,
The last couple of months, anytime that I'm on Fetch, they're like, "Hey, have a receipt from Casey's that's X amount, or buy a pizza from Casey's," and they are definitely loading you up with points to cash out for Casey's. And also, I just think a lot of their stuff that they do give you points on is really like I would say fair for an earning app.
yeah, yeah. I like Fetch. I don't like Swag Bucks that much.
I don't like swag bucks when it comes to the receipt app.
I don't like Swag Bucks for anything. It seems like it's just overly. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm not a fan.
Now, some of the stuff that you've talked about with swag bucks, I've never had because you and I've discussed like issues with earning apps. I've never had any of those issues with my own personal things with swag bucks. To be honest, not to overshare, I've earned over $200 in my time with swag bucks over the years.
I don't think I've earned like a cent with Swag Bucks because I keep trying and it keeps just messing up.
That's weird. Like for me, I've always had good luck with swag bucks when it comes to like their gaming, kind of like another gaming app. I've always had good luck with getting points from them for that. On a few of them, they do want you to grind out, but it's one of those, hey, get to level 27 by a week and we'll give you $25. Do I always make it? No. Do I grind and sometimes do? Yeah, because I'll get $25 to play a gaming app.
Yeah.
Um, I've also had really good stuff with them with their surveys. I feel like they've always done good. A lot of those earning apps have some kind of survey part to it. Swagbucks has always done good for me on that one. And really, it's just been the receipt apps that I haven't always had the best because they'll want you to be like, hey, buy two Babe Ruth bars and we'll give you the equivalent of $4, but you have to buy it from a Walgreens and you have to buy it from this date to this date. And so it's very much it's too specific for my kind of stuff. It's few and far between where I've earned a good amounts of points from the receipts from Swagbucks.
I mean,
I
I
am
can
sorry.
understand that, but
I
every
am
time
sorry to
you do
hear that
private
you've.
survey, it cancels it out.
I'm sorry that you've been having issues. Do they? And they don't even give you the 1 point
Nope.
because Swagbucks is supposed to like. I think it's like if you do like 4 surveys or 5 surveys and you don't finish them, they'll give you 1 point at least for doing it. At least that's been always my case for it. And then it's been like after that they'll kind of tell you like, hey, no other, if you don't, if you fail to complete, or they say that you're not eligible for this survey, then we won't give you any more points for it. And so at that point you kind of make your own decision on, well, do I or don't I continue to do this one?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it literally says that I have earned 0 swag bucks in my entire time. And I don't know how that is. I've done daily polls. I just did the daily poll now, and it did not give
Still
me
nothing. Weird.
nothing.
And you've uninstalled and reinstalled it?
Yep.
Weird. Have you got any help from support?
I mean, at this point, I'm just like, it's
I gotcha. I gotcha. And that's disappointing, like I said, especially with one that I know that I've, in my lifetime of using it over the years, have made over $200 through swag
Hey, some
bucks.
people it works for, you know.
Right.
I
Um,
want to hear from our listeners though, if they have anything that they use, um,
for earning apps or
misplay or
right.
anything,
If we're
so we can
if we're
ask them
if we're
to answer that.
yeah, if we're staying with like the survey part, like how you're talking about getting kicked out, but if you like survey apps, one that I've used that gives me the way that it cashes out is, um, if you complete the survey, they have different prices on there. Like, hey, do this survey and you'll get $1 or $2. If you don't, they'll give you 10 cents for trying. Um, and you just cash out at every $10 that you earn to either Amazon to get an Amazon gift card or an Apple gift card, the iTunes
Yeah.
gift card.
Hey,
Um,
Stephanie,
hey, Steph. Um,
first
so
time viewer, long time listening to our crap. That was funny.
And then another one I use is YouGov. So Sam's asking, are earning apps actually good to do? Seems like they would take a lot of time for a little bit of cash. Um, I think it's all kind of how you incentivize your own self with it, and also kind of what you're hoping to get out of it. So if you look at it like the Fetch one, we'll just base our first thing off of Fetch, right? How often do you go grocery shopping or just shopping in general? If you're going shopping on a fairly common basis, like even to a gas station, let's say you go to a gas station every other day on your trip to go get and you pick up coffee and smokes and something to drink or whatever your habit might be. That's 25 points that you get on Fetch just for that. You go
Yep.
out to you go out to McDonald's for lunch, you go through the drive-through. If you have that receipt, that's another 25 points. Now, you can earn bigger points if you like write out your grocery list for the week and say, "Hey, what do they have on Fetch?" Okay, I can get, 500 points if I buy a dozen donuts.
Yeah.
And then you have to ask yourself, well, once you get to that store, hey, how much is that dozen donuts cost? Would I normally buy this in my day-to-day buying, and how much are they really giving me back for it? Those are the three big questions you have to ask yourself. Because if you look at it the other way and say, hey, if I'm just buying this and I'm not using an earning app on it, then I get nothing in return from it. Whereas if I'm using an earning app, I have potential to get a return on something.
As far as the receipt ones go, it takes me forever to earn stuff on those. I mean, Upside, yeah, I get gas at least once a week, so that works for me. But like the gaming ones, like I've been on rewarded play for one day,
Mm-hmm.
like literally one day, and I've already earned 28,000 points.
Right. Now,
45,000 points is a $5 gift card.
right. Now, I will say here's the difference that I always say whenever it's a gaming app compared to a receipt earning app is the first time that you do it on a gaming app, yeah, they will hit you heavy with points. I've noticed this with a lot of them. At Flame, I was able within 2 days' time to get a $5. Misplay was the same. Um, Gift Loop, whenever I did that one, quite a few points. Rewarded Play, it's more after that, after you do your first cash out for the $5. Then it does become the, hey, this isn't quite giving me as many points as it was before. I am still getting points to cash out for playing a game. So yeah, if you use your phone primarily for gaming instead of playing games, or if you're just doing mobile and you want to, if you're like, hey, I have the downtime and I'm going to be playing mobile games anyway, then it makes sense to do it. But if it's, hey, I'm going out of my way to only play these kind of games instead of playing games I really want to, um,
We can get back to that in a minute.
then yeah, like I've written down like that instead of looking through my phone while doing this, so I wouldn't continually be looking down. I wrote down my list of ones that I have. I didn't really break it down into, hey, here's the ones I use for receipts, here's the ones I use for gaming, and here's the ones that I use for um,
If any of you
surveys and
want to try
otherwise.
these websites, we can give you a referral code where it helps both us and you guys
Mm-hmm.
earn extra points. And like Jeff has gotten me onto a lot of them, that some of them I've stuck with, and some of them I'm just like, no, it's not for me. Same
Right,
vice versa. I got him on the Upside. I use Upside more than he does.
right,
Upside's mostly gas or cash back at cafes. I like Rewarded Play. I like Fetch. Um, I like the Google Rewards where they ask you the surveys. That one's my favorite because you don't have to do anything. It goes, hey, you
right.
got a survey,
Now,
and you click on it, and they're like, have you been to McDonald's this week? And you're like, you
right.
know what? Yeah, I was there yesterday. And it's like, did you buy anything? Yeah, I bought a cheeseburger. It was pretty good. I liked it. You got your receipt? Nah, I threw that shit away.
No.
Okay, here's 56 cents.
Right, right. That's what I really enjoy. The only thing I don't care with Google's rewarded play is that it is only rewarded to Google points. So you can't use it for PayPal. You can't put it into Amazon. It's all Google Play stuff. But it is one of the simplest ones.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
one
there's a
that's very
way, like
similar to that
if you
one
use
that,
games on your phone, that could help pay for some of the games on your phone.
right, right, like that's how I was explaining, like how I use rewarded play whenever they say, "Hey, you get points for spending $2.99." I use it from the Google Play, and I get those points, and in that way, it goes into Amazon. So you can use it in those kind of ways. Um, some of them that I have listed here, there's times where I don't use them honestly as much as I should. Um, that it just kind of ends up sitting there. Like App Flame for a while just kind of sat there because I was like, oh, I'm already using swag bucks and rewarded play, and I want to think at that time, um, I was using Mode, which is a
Yeah, I
music
remember
earning one.
Mode.
That Mode is one that I really do like because it will give you points for literally listening to music, and then you get bonus points for downloading, for taking surveys, downloading games, doing little offers that they do. Some of the offers aren't all that great. Again, it's a spending money to make other kind of money, but they do
Hmm.
have good cash out options, I feel like, with Mode. And also, their point system is not, in my opinion, unreasonable for just, like I said, 90% of the time just playing music in the background. If you have it playing and it is on the lowest level, which on a lot of the stations that you listen to on Mode you can't even hear, it's just playing while you go and do all your other stuff during the day, you're earning points while you're just playing music on your phone.
Yep.
um
So I'm gonna see if I can do this.
do what?
I'm trying to see if how I can keep talking. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. Oh, you're just seeing if you could put any of the referrals onto the page.
Yeah, so let's
Okay.
see.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, it might be a long list of stuff, but I will write down the list, and there you go. There's that one. Um,
There's one, that one's for fetch.
that one's for fetch. And I will write down, it might even be in the Facebook for all the mess, and just, hey, here's this app, here's the referral code, here's this app, here's the referral code, and what they do. And if you want to, try them out, go for it. It helps me out. It'll help you out if you decide to get it, because usually it's one of those, hey, you're now using somebody else's account, here's referral points for you, and they'll give me a few for referring somebody. It's kind of a win-win.
If you guys go on to Upside, you can put in this code. It'll pop up there eventually. This is the fetch one. You just click on that link and sign up and everything. If you go to Upside and you put this code in, that's your referral code for that. I just got a notification from Upside that I can now get 7% back on Domino's Pizza.
Nice.
So I know what I'm having for dinner.
Yeah. Well, like how you were talking about with mode, and I was mentioning, well, I see it more on swag bucks than I see it on mode. To where you were talking about, like, and unfortunately, this does suck that it's happening, like where they're not giving you those points. They'll have offers for like Blue Apron, where it's, oh, do the first month of Blue Apron, spend this much, and we'll give you like $35 for it, which would pay for like the first month of Blue Apron or something like that.
Right.
It's just a, hey, how comfortable do you feel about, with swag bucks, like in your situation, if you're like, oh, I'm not so sure I want to put in there and then not get any points from it, compared to like mine, where I'm just like, do I really have money to drop in this, where, yeah, they'll give me some money up front, but I'm not seeing myself doing a food subscription box anytime soon.
Right. And I
It,
was using Current for a while too.
it's the
You
same.
got me onto Current.
Current is what mode is now.
Oh, is that why it's not on my phone anymore?
Probably. So current became mode. Um,
Oh, yep, I have it. It changed the whole thing.
it's
Okay.
changed. Yeah. It changed its name. It changed its look. It did a whole bunch of changes to it. But no, that's what current became mode. It's still the same earning style. It's still the same kind of
You can listen to
idea.
music though, and it gives you points while you're listening to music,
Right.
or it gives you points for charging your phone.
Yes. I will make sure, like 9 out of 10 times before I go to bed, I will make sure that when my phone is plugged in, that I am getting my points earned through mode, because they will get, and then having music play while I'm going to sleep. So that way I'm getting double points, because I'm getting the points from the music play for that hour, and then the whole charge time. If it sees that you're inactive after an hour, it will say, okay, you're not listening anymore. But what they'll do is they'll store 150 points for you. And then whenever you start back on it the next day, they're like, hey, if you want these 150 points, take a quick survey, play a quick game, do some offer like that we have for you, and they'll give you the points for it. I usually do a quick survey, because usually they'll have some on there that's like, oh, take a 2-minute survey for 95 points. Okay, 2 minutes, and I just made 200 points there in the morning. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, Current or Mode, whatever it is now, didn't really work for me. It really messed up my phone.
I will say, for a while, it used to be quite the data drainer, battery drainer. But I know that they fixed a lot of the bugs in it whenever they switched whenever they switched over to mode. That was one of the big things that they're like, hey, we're aware this stuff is still buggy. We're working on it, and I haven't had issues with them since that point.
Well, what they do is they put an ad on your lock screen, basically.
More or less. I mean, and for me, I get the same thing with like S'more, which is literally what that is. It's a, for 10 cents a day, we'll put S'more backed ads on your lock screen or your sleep screen.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
it started like playing music on that ad or whatever, and I couldn't
yeah.
get it to stop.
Mm.
Like, I'd literally have to force stop the app.
Okay. So it was meaning that it wasn't treating your ad in silent mode like it should have.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that was a settings issue that I remember I had some issues with that I had to reset on mine.
It would start by itself though, and I'm just like, nope,
Right, right,
nope.
because it became a the ad plays, and if the ad had music to it and you hadn't silenced it, it's just playing the ad, right?
Yeah, but I
So
would start like I'd open up my phone and like silence or pause the app or the ad or
right,
whatever, and then it
it
would
would
just
just
go on to
skip
the
to the
next
next
ad.
one. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So what I had to do on that one, it was under the mode app settings to where it said on lock screen, like constantly put it on silent. So it was a silenced lock screen.
No, I just took it off. I was like, it's not worth that
Right,
much to me.
right.
So, well, now you guys know about what we do on our phones. Jeff is
Yeah.
constantly on his phone, so
And usually when I'm on my phone, I am either when it's at work, it's Encore and checking those kind of things, and whenever it's just walking and laugh if you will. Once I'm going from point A to point B, it might be I bring up my rewarded app and that 2 minute walk. I'm trying to get to the next level to get some points
yep.
because it means, or it might be, hey, here's a minute. It might be hey, the Google Rewards has a question. Do you want to do that? Sure, sure. I'm going from 1 p.m. to the next p.m. While I'm getting ready to do that, I'll answer 3 questions and get rewarded an extra 55 cents.
I got 7 of them bitches done today.
Nice.
Yeah, getting
And
caught
so,
up.
like, and that's, and then if you ever see me on a like when I'm doing a trash run, or if you ever see me out in the parking lot and it looks like I'm just picking up a piece of paper, yeah, that's I'm picking up a receipt because to me, I'm taking a look over here. I have about 5 different receipt type of apps, right? On the low end, on pretty much any receipt. So let's say it's a McDonald's receipt, right? I am looking at making on the bottom end of just a plain old McDonald's receipt 5 to 6 cents. And while you might not think that's much, especially for that many different apps, it literally means that if you're saying, no, I wouldn't do that, it means that if you walked by a nickel on the sidewalk, you would walk past it instead of picking it up.
Hey, to each their own.
Right.
I usually just pick them up and give them to you.
Yeah. Because I'll take the nickel. I'll take
Yeah,
the nickel earning.
like hey, here's a
It
nickel,
be,
Jeff.
right. Because here's the thing, like I said, that's on the low end. That's 5 cents. I've picked up ones before from guests where they just, they tossed it out. It's sitting on the top of a pile there. And I'm like, okay, I'll take this, go home. And, it's $3 back because they bought, because they went to a liquor store somewhere and they bought some kind of whiskey. And Ibotta was giving you $3 back for any kind of whiskey of that brand.
There you go.
Right.
It adds
And
up.
right. And it's I just made $3 to $5 off of one receipt. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's very hit or miss in that kind of sense. It's just, hey, and you can kind of see patterns, if you look on a Walmart one and it's okay, I see that this is a bunch of produce. Most of your apps aren't giving you a bunch of points for produce. But if you see brand names on there, if you start to see things, Pepsi, Coca Cola, Kraft, there's a chance that you're going to make a good, more off of that because they are going with a lot of higher brand names on the receipt apps.
Yeah. So I think that before we get on to our next topic, next week I think we should do our conspiracy
Okay.
episode.
Okay.
I think that would be really fun. Talk about what conspiracies we believe in, which ones we think are total fiction. Our favorite ones, even if they're funny or you think they're true, it doesn't matter. So if you guys have any conspiracies that you like that you would want us to talk
Oh
about,
yeah.
definitely put it on our YouTube, put it on our Facebook, so we can include that next week.
Yeah, and put it on there so that way I at least have enough time so I can read about it, because I do enjoy researching these kind of conspiracies to be like, because while I'm not always one that says, oh, every conspiracy has a kernel of truth, every conspiracy has to have a source.
Has something that made it start.
Right. So I like to find out, okay, what turned this from way out there nonsense to a potential conspiracy theory to, oh, there might be something here.
Yeah, I was on a different podcast probably about 5 years ago, and we were talking about conspiracies, and I said one of my conspiracies that I just don't believe in, and it's a conspiracy to not believe in it. And I had like literally three people jump down my throat on it, and I was like, "What? Like you guys? I'm not making fun of your chupacabra over there, all right?
Right.
Like."
Right.
So they
Right,
got
right,
heated, like they
right,
got
right.
mad.
You,
Like,
you believe all the cryptids you want to believe. It doesn't mean that I have to believe them.
I mean, I do believe in cryptids. Like, I'm not going to say I don't, but
Oh no, like, I don't believe.
cryptozoology just fascinates me.
I don't believe every single creature that comes across on cryptozoology kind of things.
And that is one of the things we'll talk about next week.
Yeah.
Which ones Jeff does not believe in, and which one he does.
Oh, there's a
So you
good
have to
fair
come back
amount.
next week. And you have to tell us who you guys think you believe in, whether it's Bigfoot or whoever else we talk about.
Giant sea
Give you some
squids.
fun facts. Okay. So on to our next topic. We got like a little bit, like 13 minutes left.
Yeah.
Snowflake Mountain.
Back to it. Back to them entitled peoples.
Oh my god, it hurts. I know that a couple of our viewers have since we've been talking about Snowflake Mountain, they've been like, okay, so you talked about it, so I had to go watch it.
Uh
So first off, fuck you for that, and second off, I watched the whole thing.
right, right. It's a why did you mention it? It's terrible. I watched the whole thing.
So we're on episode 3, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Jeff and I have like seen all of them, so like it's kind of hard to keep them straight sometimes. But episode 3, Solomon and
Deandra.
DeAndrea
Yes, Deandria.
come back from Last Chance Lake,
Mm-hmm.
where they basically spent the night outside with no special provisions.
Um,
And it was hard and it was rough and it was cold and they hated it. And Solomon walks back into camp and he was like, that wasn't fun.
I learned nothing from it.
I learned nothing. It was pointless. And I'm like, somebody smack him with a fish. Just,
Yeah.
I will pay somebody to just take a salmon and just right across the face.
Well, like my big thing with Solomon from whenever he goes to Last Chance and he comes back, right?
Yeah.
Is it's definitely one of those, you were sent there for a reason. Accept why you got sent there, learn something from it, better yourself from that situation.
Yeah.
All he took from it was, I didn't do anything wrong and people are punishing me for it. I shouldn't be
because
punished.
he's a brat.
Right. I've already gotten stuff taken away from me, so taking more things away from me isn't going to make me feel any better.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's such a luxury back at where we were at because this is where I am at. For him, it was like, it sucks here, it sucks there, it sucks both places, everything sucks. So I didn't learn anything from it because he didn't view it as a things got taken away from him, because to him, everything has already been taken away from him.
I don't know, like you would think that he would learn like, oh, okay, so I wasn't a team player and that's why I got sent here.
Right.
And instead of becoming a team member, he kind of just stayed the same and was still an asshole.
And then you see him in 3 after having that whole thing. He's there. And then the next activity that they do, they're like, where's Solomon at? And they're like, oh,
he's sleeping.
He's sleeping because he says, I didn't get much sleep there at Last Chance, so I'm going to make up for it now. He literally got nothing out of it. It was, you guys took away sleep from me, so I'm not going to participate and I'm going to go sleep.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, he didn't get anything out of it like we were hoping he would. It didn't, spark anything in him. And then everything after that and the rest of
There
that
was a lot of
episode.
uproar on the internet because of Solomon, of like how he was treating people and the things he was saying. Like he literally made himself public enemy number one.
Right. And then that's the thing is he makes himself the public enemy number one and then does nothing whatsoever to show A, any kind of remorse for his statements, or B, to ever say that he was in the wrong for
Yeah, he's horrible.
it.
Some of the things that people have said is Solomon is so mean, Solomon is rude. Oh my God, Solomon is so nasty, immature, and childish. Solomon has a huge villain enemy or energy.
Here's the thing, a villain has a goal.
Yeah, he had no goal.
That's my thing. I can't view Solomon as a villain because a villain has a goal. Solomon had none. Solomon has no goal, no vision, no direction in life.
Hmm. I mean, $50,000 though for you to like go ahead and just quit,
Yeah,
knowing that it's going to mess up everyone else.
yeah. Now, I will say this, and I hope this doesn't treat it as a spoiler. Only one person wins the 50,000.
It's not even 50,000 though.
Right. Only one
Not
person
anymore.
wins that. Right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: put yourself in Diaria's shoes. Right. At what point do you think Diaria thought, "Oh yeah, I'm the best choice for them here out of the other at this point now 8?" Right? Because at that point
Hmm.
there's only 8
Yep.
after Solomon leaves. At what point does she think, yeah, out of the other 8 people here, I'm a solid running for 1 or 2? Like, no offense to her. She grew a lot from this show,
Yes.
but she did not show the growth or have that big of a change that's going to make somebody who's a judge of that show out of those 2 or anybody else there say, yeah, out of the 8, she deserves it the most.
Well, I
If
mean,
you,
as far as like, I mean, you're 3 episodes in, and like, there's a lot of growing that could happen
yeah,
in the rest of the episodes because it's not
true.
taken day by day. So there's
So,
still like a lot
right,
that
right.
they
So,
can do
so,
to
so,
grow.
so let's say you get to like episode, the show isn't based episode wise. So it's the 2 weeks. So let's say you get into like day 11, right? Like blah 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 over here. They're top 3. This person here, they almost have it in the bag. I'm sitting at number 7. Why stay in it at that point? If the 50,000 is your only motivating factor, say it doesn't help me. I'm only helping you. I'm
Because I
helping. I'm helping you make $5,000. What can you, who I think is going to win it, do for me that's worthy of $5,000, or else I walk?
because it's not a competition.
It
It's really
is.
not. It's not. It's
Well,
really
like
not.
they view it in some way as a competition because somebody does get $50,000.
Right, but the point it never was for the money. Like they went on that show knowing a little bit of what they were getting into, not the whole thing. A little bit of what they
Right,
were getting into.
right,
They needed some things to change in their life. They knew nothing about the money, and then they were told, "Hey, look, this is one of the lessons that we're going to teach you."
right. I'm saying, like, if you look at it at Solomon's, right, you have to think when he comes back there, he knows full well he's not winning that 50,000.
No, he still thought he could. He 100% still thought he could.
I
100%.
think, I think he kind of had this realization of, I don't think I'm gonna get it. I've made myself too much of an outlier. I'm not participating in these things. If I am participating, I'm only doing it with the thought of I can win money. Not
Yeah.
to make himself better, not to get better people skills, not to help anybody else out there become a better, well rounded person. I'm here to make money. And
Well, I
I
mean
think
that
whenever he
it didn't work for him, but I can see growth on every other person that at first was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the money, I'm gonna get the money. Then they were like, you know what,
right,
I'm actually learning stuff, and I might get the money, I might not get the money, but if I leave, I definitely do something negative to everyone else, and that's not what I want to do.
right. I mean, and maybe that makes me have a more villain mindset than most would probably view of me, to where if I was on a show like that, and yeah, like I said, going in where okay, there's 3 days left, and I definitely know I'm not in the running in the top three. If my main goal at that point is still, I've already learned the main life lessons that I can learn from it, and somebody else is going to get that reward, and I'm not getting that reward, and the only thing keeping me here is the thought of that reward. And if I leave, it doesn't affect me because I wasn't already getting it. It just affects them.
But they also don't know what it's being based on.
Right.
Like if it was who can survive better, like okay, you have a clear, okay, this guy's probably going to win
Right.
it.
Right.
But they have no idea what it's
What
being
the
based on.
criteria is. Right.
Right. It's not about surviving all of the challenges. It's not about who can tie the best knot. It's not who can, clean up the kitchen the best. So they
Right.
have no idea what it's being based on. So they have hope up to the very end.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I would look at it.
I
But
get your point from that. I mean, and again, this is basing it off of a viewer sitting here who was by episode 3 saying, okay, now who won it? I definitely did not predict that one. I'm
now
not gonna
that's
get.
getting ahead. You're getting ahead.
I'm not spoiling. I said I didn't predict that one. There was only one from from their final three that I predicted by episode 3. So yeah, you're correct to say that you know people have growth that surprise you. And out of episode 6, I had picked two out of the no. Oh, by episode 6, I was like, hey, I'm pretty sure it's going to be these three, with possibly this fourth one as their fourth outlier. And I was pretty much spot on. Again, that's 6 episodes in with only 2 episodes left. If you look at it from days of weeks, yeah, we're looking, like I said, day 10, day 11.
Right. You want to know
But
what
yeah,
Solomon does now?
um, they at the end of the episodes, I'm not sure if they said what Solomon did.
Oh, that he went back to his mommy. But what he does now is he is a life direction coach, helping
I would
people
never
find their
follow that
way.
direction. Would
Never.
not follow that direction.
The guy's a douchebag.
Now, I at the end they did kind of oh, this person's doing this now, this person's doing this now, this person's doing this now, and one of the people did mention Solomon as a, oh yeah, he might be joining our podcast kind of thing, and I was just like, why would you want him on your podcast?
Solomon, if you ever watch this, I welcome you to join our podcast. However, it will be a roast.
Yeah, it will be the roast of King Solomon.
Let's see how well your humility has grown, where
It
you can
won't.
actually,
It won't. He'll hear what we've said. He'll come on. He'll be like, "You're a loser. You're a loser. You
you're a
got bad.
loser, bro.
You look ugly and you have weird faces, and I'm the best. Here's my crown."
Solomon, please come on this show. I'm gonna hashtag him. I'm gonna hashtag him.
Okay, do it.
If anyone is friends with Solomon for any weird chance, please.
Yeah, if you have him on your Instagram or whatever,
Let him
whatever
know.
social media handles that you might have him friends with, let him know.
Also, there's like a TV persona, right? Like maybe they edit it just so he looks like a giant douchebag, and maybe he was only a little bit douchey. I'd like to find out. I would love to find out.
Maybe, do you think it's one of those, like, a part of me says possibly just because he does leave the show, so hey, edit him to make it look like he wasn't helping with anything.
Maybe.
But there's so much stuff there that it just seems like no, that's just who he is.
We're gonna start a hashtag. The hashtag is going to be hashtag get Solomon on the mess. And I want everyone to share it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell did my mouse go? There it is. I'm gonna post it in here. Let's try to reach out to him, see if he'll reach out to one of us or our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. See if we can get him on there.
Way to put it as get Solomon on the mess instead of Solomon is a mess.
Well,
I
want to hear his side. I want to hear it.
I mean, you're right. There is definitely the whole way that a show can edit you and make you look in not the best light. There's been people who have done Survivor who have said, yeah, they portrayed me in a really negative light. That's not who I was. They just didn't like how I had done something. I had said something to the wrong person, and they edited me to make me look more cowardly or mischievous or spying than I actually was.
I mean, that happens on RuPaul's Drag Race all the time, you know?
Right.
So like I see that happening. So I don't know. But hopefully we can get this hashtag get Solomon on the mess.
Solomon on the mess.
See if we can get him to come on here, so tell him his side, or tell us his side, or he can tell us to fuck off and that we're losers and we're ugly. That's okay with me too.
That's a typical Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, guys, we're gonna end tonight. I appreciate you watching. Come back next week for either A, Solomon, or B, conspiracies, or C, conspiracies
with Solomon. Oh, I was going to say
conspiracies
with Solomon. I want to see what conspiracies he has.
Oh my God, Solomon, please reach out. I'm gonna start doing TikToks about this hashtag get Solomon on the mess.
Yeah, the conspiracy that
everywhere, guys.
Conspiracy that Snowflake Mountain was against him to begin with.
I almost went racial. That would have been horrible. Don't do that.
Wow. Yeah. Don't go there. Don't go there.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. That's bad. That's bad. Bad news bears. However, Solomon the mess on the mess. Let's go. Make that happen.
See y'all next week.
Yep. Where's the button? There's the button.
Hey.
All right, guys. Buttons. Button. Who's got the button? All right, we will see you next week. Tune in, same time, same place. Or like Stephanie, first time viewer, long time listening to our shit. So,
right.
Good night, guys.
All right.